I cannot help but notice that you seem a bit nervous. I take it this is your first time? Embarking on a flight like this, that is. This is a Hercules turboprop, retrofitted with the latest in computer-assisted flight and navigational controls, similar to the setup used by hurricane chasers. It is one of the few aircraft suited for traveling through these conditions. Is this your first time in Antarctica as well? Allow me to welcome you. I would be happy to introduce you to the others once we arrive at the station. Yes, we are planning on watching a movie together tonight. You should join us. John Carpenter's The Thing. It is our annual watch party. Are you surprised that it is a tradition among Antarctic researchers to watch a film about Antarctic researchers turning on each other as they are picked off, one by an unstoppable enemy? You are not scared of a man-eating, malevolent entity hiding among us, are you? What is so funny? You seemed almost suspicious that an imposter might endanger your life here, and now you are laughing. I do not understand. Ah, I see. I am not very familiar with online video games, as I spend all of my time in the field, and satellite internet is not conducive to such activities. Is your headset comfortable? Make sure you leave it on the intercom setting. That allows us to hear each other over the engines. And make sure you do not switch it to a different channel, as we do not want to distract Jeff with our chatter. Ah, right. Jeff is the air traffic controller. It has been so long since we have had any new blood at the station, I have become accustomed to everyone already knowing each other. I am glad to have you here with your fresh perspective. The others are tired of discussing my research. In fact, just the other day, one of my colleagues described our conversation as draining. We have a bit of bad blood between us. But yes, I am a researcher as well as a pilot. What is the term? A real Renaissance Jack. I suppose you could say that the grind never stops. It is simply the lifestyle I prefer. I am at the Antarctic research stations from March to October, and then I travel to the Arctic research stations from October to March. No, I have not seen the sun in many years. I do not miss it. I have a condition which makes me especially sensitive to sunlight. So, I have studied nocturnal animals for my entire career. Due to this, I naturally follow a nocturnal schedule myself. Yes, I research their vocalizations. There is much to be learned from beasts, the children of the night, what music they make. Ah, you caught my reference. I consider myself a bit of a cinema buff. I am particularly interested in the macabre. So, how far along in your studies are you? Master's student? PhD? Postdoc? Ah, an MD. Well, it is a pleasure to make your acquaintance, Doctor. I was unaware that we would be adding another research physician to our ranks this winter. I would say that the most significant health risk here over the winter is, mental. More specifically, the loneliness caused by our isolations. Humans are very social animals. Yes, I misspoke. We humans are very social animals, and having only a few dozen people here this time of year is challenging. Do you have any theories as to the primary cause of this winter over syndrome, Doctor? triiodothyronine deficiency. Yes, I have heard of this. Polar T3 syndrome, I believe. The symptoms are forgetfulness, cognitive impairment, mood disturbances, and extreme cases a fugue state, yes. The Antarctic stare. I have witnessed it, but not experienced it firsthand, thankfully. But I have gone on enough about myself. Please tell me, what brings you to Antarctica? Ah, a fellow life scientist. How wonderful. And you study haematophages. I suppose there are several relevant nematodes here. Oh, forgive my assumption. So your research is on parasites, but not nematodes. Yes, a round of 20 questions would make an excellent way to pass the time. Flying comes very naturally to me, and I have traveled this route many times. I greatly prefer flying VFR, that is, visual flight rules, due to the gorgeous landscape here, but I can of course fly by instruments alone as well. This is frequently necessary due to the weather conditions here. Speaking of which, observe the mountain range ahead before the snow obscures it again. One of my colleagues, Dr. Dyer, I believe he is a professor of geology, was the pilot and leader of an expedition to study them. He found some rather fascinating live specimens, but for some reason he has no plans to return to the site. Perhaps you would be interested in joining a team to confirm his findings. Oh, I do digress. My point is that you need not worry about our parlor game distracting me overmuch from my task, as you have already witnessed my ability to multitask. Let us start our game of 20 questions with the traditional first question. Is the parasite animal or vegetable? I doubt it is mineral. Yes, I once met a botanist who studied parasitic plants. Fascinating stuff. Does the parasite feed on vertebrates? Are the hosts of the parasite mammalian? Does the parasite feed on primates? I think I'm beginning to grasp the nature of your research. Are you a medical parasitologist? Aha. Just to confirm, are the hosts of the parasite human? So I am on the right track. Do you believe that the haematophage's parasite you are here to study may contribute to winter over syndrome? Interesting. I believe you are the first to propose such a theory. Yes, you may ask me questions as well. We are playing a game, but we are also conversational partners. This is not necessarily my area of expertise, but in my opinion, I would describe your hypothesis as improbable, but not impossible. Do your colleagues, how should I say this, respect your idea? Take it into serious consideration? I see. Yes, I find myself struggling to relate to my fellow researchers as well. My focus on my work is all-consuming. They perceive me as cold. You and I are two of a kind in this way, are we not? I meant no offense. I prefer your style of communication. I am simply glad that we have found each other here, underneath the world. I would say that I am lonely, but I do not suffer mentally in the same way as the others. Do you have a theory as to why that is, Doctor? Of course. Ask away. But first, will you let me know if I make you uncomfortable in any way? I have been starved for intimacy and may attempt to advance our social relationship faster than you prefer. Thank you, Doctor. No, I never drink wine. In fact, I try to avoid alcohol entirely. Unfortunately, alcoholism is rampant here in Antarctica, so that is not always possible. Are you a drinker? I see. I will keep that in mind. I would not consider myself to be an argumentative person. I avoid engaging in disagreements about things like chess or the endings of books, especially if it results in wasteful spilling of blood. Would you say that you are knowledgeable about the history of such events here? Of course, I understand that the uniquely international and frequently paramilitary nature of the stations can make accessing these reports challenging. I would gladly discuss the incidents I have witnessed if it would aid your research. No, I do not suffer from anemia. I have an abundance of healthy red blood cells and hemoglobin. Is that a prevalent health problem among Antarctic researchers? Interesting. My personal health data is not included in those anonymized studies because my rare condition makes me somewhat averse to unnecessary examinations. Yes, you could say that I am uninterested in being a lab rat or guinea pig. I have been poked and prodded enough for one lifetime. Perhaps we should discuss the more basic pleasantries. Where are you from? Ah, I have heard of the particularly delectable sweets from that region. I myself hail from Tucson, Arizona, as I'm sure you have noticed from my accent. Really? You did not notice? I suppose my sire does hail from the old country, which may have impacted my accent while I was young. Yes, I use that term instead of a more familiar one because we are not close. I consider our relationship to be more biological than familial. Are you close with your family? I see. It can be difficult to share core parts of your being with someone who is otherwise drastically different from you. My sire passed his rare condition on to me, so we can relate to each other in that way, but our similarities largely end there. I am satisfied with my life here. This environment allows me to focus solely on my work, my survival, and shields me from the pressures and distractions of the outside world. Some see it as bleak and lifeless, but I see the beauty of this vast, cold continent contrasted against the hot lifeblood of its inhabitants. There are hidden places teeming with life if you simply know where to look. I suppose I should use my last 3 questions to ask about your parasite, as I am no closer to naming it. What's another classic question in this game? Is the parasite bigger than a bread box? Sometimes. I expected that to be a yes or no question, and that is rather large for a parasite which feeds on a human host. Is there a preventative medication that can be taken to protect against the parasite? Not an FDA-approved one, but an herbal remedy. I cannot say that I have read any scientific literature discussing such a creature. Have you published your research on this parasite in a scientific or medical journal? What a shame. I would quite like to read about your findings. Well, that was my 20th question, and I still have not identified the parasite. Congratulations, you are the winner of our little game. No, do not tell me. We will have plenty of time for rematches later. Welcome to the station. You have arrived at a very exciting time for us here. Yes, this was the last flight. We are officially beyond the point of no return. No, the winter conditions have been deemed too harsh for any rescue vehicles past this date. There is no way out. Even if you are in a body bag, you will have to wait until the return of spring like everyone else. We shall be spending the season together, one way or another.